Today I'm going to start on visual rules. In this course, you will learn how to style individual and groups of elements using various visual CSS rules. First lesson, visual rules. The purpose of CSS is to add style to a web page, and each element on the page can have many style properties. Some of the basic properties relate to the size, style, and color of the element. In this lesson, you will learn some fundamental CSS visual rules that you can use to start styling web page elements. So first thing they're teaching here is font family. This is the syntax to add font family. So you're going to put, just like we have seen before, you're going to put the element here, curly brackets, font family, and the font you want. And here are a couple things to keep in mind. You can use web-safe fonts, which is a group of fonts supported across most browsers and operating systems, and that unless you're using web-safe fonts, the font you chose may not appear the same between all browsers and operating systems. Here's a syntax of how to add font size, font weight. So in this example, all paragraphs on the web page will appear bolded, text align. No matter how much styling is applied to text, typeface, size, weight, and etc., the text always appears on the left side of the container in which resides. To align text, we use the text align property. The text align property will align text to the element that holds it, otherwise known as its parent. So you can use text align left, center, right, or justify. Spaces out text in order to align with the right and left side of the parent element. Color and background. Here's the syntax. Color red, background color blue. Opacity. So in this example, the dot overlay element would be 50% visible, letting whatever is positioned behind it show through. So in their example, they have here in this paragraph with the class caption, which says the local semi-pro soccer team is Seattle. Washington plays an international friendly. This is on HTML. And if you go on style CSS and look for the class caption, so that would be dot caption, you can find here opacity 0.55. Background image. CSS has the ability to change the background of an element. One option is to make the background of an element an image. This is done through the CSS property background image. Its syntax looks like this. Background image, and then the URL of where the image is located. And if there was an image folder in the project with an image named mountains.jpg, the relative file path would look like below. Instead of the URL like this, you can just add image.mountains.jpg. On their example here on HTML, you can find the class image. And if you go to CSS, you can find here dot image, background image, and the URL. And this is the image that showed up. And you can always inspect important. Important can be applied to specific declarations instead of full rules. It will override any style no matter how specific it is. As a result, it should almost never be used. Once important is used, it's very hard to override. Since important is used on the P selector's color, so important will be even more specific than dot and then the class selected. So you need to pay attention when you're using it. And one justification for using important is when working with multiple style sheets. For example, if we're using the Bootstrap CSS framework and want to override the style for one specific HTML element, we can use the important property. Review on visual rules. Here are the key points. The font family property defines the typeface of an element. Font size controls the size of text displayed. Font weight defines how thin or thick is displayed. The text align property places text in the left, right, or center of this parent container. Text can have two different color attributes, color and background color. Color defines the color of the text, while background color defines the color behind the text. CSS can make an element transparent with the opacity property. CSS can also set the background of an element to an image with the background image property. The important flag will override any style. However, it should almost never be used, as it is extremely difficult to override.